Good evening, everyone. Welcome to True Live Stream this evening. My name is Sharleen. I'll be guiding you guys through your yoga flow tonight, your yoga practice. It is a 60-minute practice. You guys, if you tune in with me, I always say grab a block, a couch pillow, something to help you get the floor closer to you if you can't reach all the way down. Just it's nice to have a little prop around if you need extra help getting into a position. Tonight is just a yoga flow, so we're just going to go through a few poses and maybe hold them for a few minutes, focus on our breath. I really hope you guys have had a great day today. What best way to end the evening with some yoga? It is Thursday night, so we're going to start center of our mat in a seated position, preferably crisscross applesauce. We're going to just try to get grounded here, get centered with our body, focused on our mind, forget everything that's going on, and right now the next 60 minutes is your 60 minutes, so let's focus on yourself. Let's get started. You want to make sure you're sitting flat on the floor. You could have your legs real close together, or maybe you just have one ankle above the other ankle. Roll the shoulders down and back. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands to your knees, palms face up, and let's close our eyes. And let's just start focus on our breathing. Let's breathe in and out through our nose. Practicing our Ujjayi breath. So our Ujjayi breath, you want to take a really deep breath in through your nose. You want to pull that air to the back of your throat, and when you exhale, you want to let it out through your nose, but kind of push it, almost like you sound like Darth Vader. So it goes really deep in through the nose, and then out through the nose. Maybe not Darth Vader, maybe like even an ocean, like the sounds of the ocean, like an ocean wave. But right here, let's try to relax our face. Relax your eyelids, make them real heavy. Relax your jaw. Let that tongue fall to the bottom of your mouth. Every time you breathe in, you want to breathe in nice, happy energy thoughts. And when you breathe out, release any negative, any bad thoughts, any stress, any anxiety you have. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take a deep breath in, letting your belly fill with air, trying to get your whole belly to fill with air, and then exhale, bringing that belly to your spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. Remember, the next 60 minutes is your 60 minutes. This is the time for yourself. This is time for you to take away from the day, to honor your body, to honor your mind. Really start focusing. Maybe you're focusing on a mantra that you're working on. Maybe a color. There's that picture we've been painting. Maybe you're adding an outline to something else you may see in your future, for something else you may want in life. Maybe now you're adding color to that picture. Focus on what you need to focus on to help you get through your practice this evening. Take your time to set an intention from class for your practice. Something you want to get better at. Maybe it's not even in yoga. Maybe it's in life, in your job. Really set that intention. Take 2 more deep breaths. Last and final. Slowly start wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers. Open your eyes. Inhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, bring those hands up and overhead. And then exhale, back bend. Bring those hands back up and through heart center. Bring them all the way up and overhead. Separate your hands above your head. We're going to drop this right hand behind us. Going to go into a little tiny spinal twist. Bring your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Make sure to kickstand through that right hand. Roll those shoulders down and back. Lift up through your chest. Get a nice long spine. And then start turning over to the right. Just getting that nice little spinal twist. You're going to inhale, bring that left hand up. Right hand to reach, and then exhale, drop that left hand. Drop that right hand to the outside of that right thigh. Really push down through that left hand. Reach up through your chest. Roll those shoulders down and back. And then exhale, slowly start turning over to the left. Just breathing here. Nice, gentle little twist. Inhale, bring that hand up overhead. Right, and then left. Then cactus the arms, let it go. Bring your hands up and back down through heart center. Let's stretch out our neck here. Roll those shoulders down. Kind of keep your belly kind of tucked towards your tail, to your spine, not too much, just so you sit up nice and tall. We're going to drop our head over to the right side, so just gently let it fall. And don't pull your shoulder up to your ear. Let your shoulders relax. Let them be real relaxed, and just let your head hang heavy. Just breathing. Slowly come back to center. And let your head fall over to the left. Same thing goes here. Don't pull those shoulders up. Let those shoulders relax. Let the ear fall down to your shoulder. You should feel that stretch. It should feel really good alongside of this right side of your neck. Just relax. Inhale, come back to center. And then gently let your chin fall to your chest. Then you're going to let your chin come all the way to your right shoulder. And then slowly let your head fall towards the back. Doing a few neck rolls here. 3 times one way. That's 1 time. And then 2. Inhale. And then 3, coming all the way around. Let that chin drag across your chest all the way to the right side. Pause. And then let that chin fall all the way over to the left. Let it fall, your head fall to the back. Rotate your neck all the way around for 1. Inhale and exhale. Or 2. 1 more. Inhale. And then exhale. Bringing your neck to center, or your chin to your chest. Then slowly come back to neutral staring point. We're going to come into our first tabletop. So make sure to set up your tabletop nice. You know, always measure hips distance, 2 fists in between your knees. That's about hips distance. You want to make sure spread your fingers wide. I know we like to use the term spread them wide like jellyfish, because jellyfish are really spread apart. Or not jellyfish, starfish. Spread the fingers wide. Make sure your hips are over your knees and that your shoulders are over your wrists. Take 3 cat-cows here. Push down to the tops of your feet. We're going to inhale. Keep a micro bend into those elbows. When you inhale, let the belly hang and let the eye gaze go all the way up. And then we're going to exhale. Pull that chin to your chest. Pull your belly to your spine. Round and curl. Push the mat away. Inhale. Let your chin come all the way up. Eye gaze follows all the way up. Let the belly hang heavy. Take 1 more sip of air. And then exhale. Pull that belly to your spine. Bring your chin into your chest. Round and curl. Inhale. Let that belly hang heavy. Take that eye gaze up. Keep those shoulders out of your ears. And then exhale, round and curl. Come back to a neutral tabletop. We're going to go ahead and lift this right hand up to the sky. And we're just going to rotate it 3 times towards the front. Bring it back. That's 1, 2, and come all the way around. 3, we're going to stop at the top, and then drop it down to the back. Going 1 time, and then another time, and 1 more time. Come all the way around. Stop all the way on the top. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Reach, reach, reach. And then exhale. Thread that right arm underneath the left. You're going to let your shoulder first fall down to the mat and then your ear to follow. With that right hand, make sure you're placing it flat on the mat, not palm up, palm down. Keep that hand, that left hand by your face. Maybe come high onto those fingertips. And then slowly walk your hand all the way out to the top of the mat. Try to push your hips back. Keep them stacked over those knees. Really just getting a shoulder stretch here. We're going to take a couple breaths. Then we'll go for the bind. And then we'll try a fun little balancing pose in this position. But only if you can. Remember, guys, listen to your body. You're going to inhale, lift that left arm up to the ceiling. And then exhale, bring that left hand around the lower back. Try to reach for the inside of that right thigh. Really opening up your chest here. Push this left shoulder back. Maybe you start tucking your toes on that right foot. No, actually, don't tuck your toes. Keep your foot flat. If you want to try a little balance challenge, have some fun. You don't have to if you don't want to, but if you would like, step that left foot to the back of your mat. Okay, cool. You got it there? Now slowly start pointing those left toes all the way to the back of the mat, and then slowly start lifting that left foot up to the sky. Make sure to keep your belly engaged. Pull that core muscle in. And if you fall out of this position, that's okay. Fall out and try it again. Slowly start bringing that left knee down. Slowly release that bind. Bring that left hand all the way back up to the top of the mat. And you guys, if you couldn't do it or you don't want to try it, that's okay too. This is your practice. I'm just here to guide you. Slowly start walking that left hand back to your face. And then gently give yourself a push-up. Reach that right hand all the way up to the sky. And then rotate it back to the front of the mat. Drop it down. Both hands should be under your shoulders. We're going to inhale, cat-cow. Let the belly hang. Look up to the sky. And then exhale, round and curl. Inhale. Take that eye gaze all the way up to the ceiling. And then exhale, round and curl. One more time, inhale. And then exhale. Let's meet in a neutral tabletop. And then inhale, lift that left hand all the way up to the ceiling. Spread your fingers wide. And then rotate it to the front of your mat one time. Then a second time. And the last and final third time. Everybody stop in the top. Spread the fingers wide. Drop it down towards the back for one time. Here comes our second. Now bring it all the way around. Third time. And then we're going to stop. Reaching up in the ceiling. And then exhale. Bring that left arm underneath the right. Drop the shoulder first. Get that shoulder on the mat. And then your ear. Come on to the fingertips on that right hand. And slowly start walking your hand up to the top of the mat. Give yourself a little push back. Really try to lean that weight into that right shoulder to get that shoulder stretch. Try to make sure you have space between your ear and your shoulder. Keep that right hand flat to the mat. Left hand flat to the mat. Inhale, lift that right hand to the ceiling. And then exhale, hook it around that lower back, reaching for the inside of that left thigh. And if you want to stay where you were at with your hand at the top of the mat, that's perfectly fine. Stay right there too. You're getting the same benefits. Alright, if you guys want to try a little balance challenge, have a little fun tonight, step that right foot to the back of the mat. Make sure you have, you're pushing down to through the top of that left foot, and then point your toes to the back of the mat, and then slowly start lifting that right foot up to the sky. Remember guys, have fun. And slowly bring that right knee back down to the mat. Pause here just a moment. And then bring that right hand around to the top of the mat. And slowly walk that right hand back to your face. Give yourself a push up. Inhale. And then rotate. Exhale. 3 cat-cows, guys, just to recenter our spine. Inhale, look up. And then exhale, round and curl. Try to pull that belly to your spine. Push that mat away. Inhale. Take that eye gaze. Take it all the way up. Hold. Try not to breathe out, guys. Take a sip of air. And then release, round and curl. Inhale. Take that eye gaze all the way up. Take that little sip of air. One more. And then round and curl. Exhale, chin to chest, belly to spine. Come back to center. We're going to tuck our toes behind us. And we're going to slightly lift our knees off of the mat. Feel that hover. Anytime we're going to go into a down dog, to get into a good down dog, this is one of the easiest ways. Get into a tabletop. Spread your fingers wide, shoulders over your wrist, hips over your knees, tuck your toes, and then hover. Hover your knees. And then we're going to exhale. We're going to push our hips up and back, letting our chest mount to our thighs. Coming into downward facing dog or Adho Mukha Svanasana. You want to make sure you're still lifting those hips up. Pull your belly to your spine. Don't have your ears way up here. Your ears are way up there. Don't have your shoulders way up here. Roll those shoulders down. Keep a micro bend into your elbows. Maybe you pedal out your leg. You bend that right leg, then the left. I don't know, this is my first down dog of the day. Maybe it's yours, so your hamstrings might be tight. Or maybe you've been home doing down dog all day. I don't know, but still, wiggle out your legs. Come to the center, and maybe take a step out with the right, and then a step out with the left, a little bit wider than hips distance. We're going to take our left hand and reach for the right ankle. So you're reaching for opposite. And we're going to try to push those hips a little further back. And try to pull yourself underneath that right shoulder, underarm. Slowly come back to center, release that grip. And go to the opposite side. Reaching for that ankle, try to pull that belly up and under your rib cage, push those hips back, and then look underneath that left shoulder. Slowly release your grip, come back to center. You're gonna bring your hips back, or your feet back to hips, hip length, hips distance apart. Look in between those hands. Now look back to your legs, to your shins. And say you can't get your feet completely flat onto the mat right now. That's okay, we're just starting. Keep those knees at a micro bend. Even if you can't get your feet flat, like I have my feet flat, but if I keep my knees micro bend, let my heels hover just a little bit, I can actually get further into my down dog. And that's okay, because I do have tight hamstrings. Look in between those hands and just slowly tiptoe all the way up to the top of the mat. Coming high onto your fingertips. Coming into your Uttanasana. Oops, sorry guys. Forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Get your bellies to rest on your thighs. So your hands could come down to the mat. If you have a block or a pillow, something that you want to bring the mat up towards you to get a little bit deeper, that's okay too. You could do that as well. Whatever your body's telling you. Keep your hands flat onto the mat. Let your head hang heavy. Shake your head no. Nod a yes. And we're slowly going to zombie roll up. So zombie roll, we're going to let our vertebrae stack one on top of the other. Let your fingers drag across the top of your legs. We're going to inhale. Bringing those hands up and overhead. You let those pinky touch. Tuck through your tailbone. Cactus the arms. Back bend. Let it go. Inhale up. And then exhale, we're going to come all the way down, swan dive forward. Pull your belly towards your spine. Protect your psoas muscle. Let your fingers graze the mat. And then inhale, reverse swan dive all the way back up. Let those pinky touch. Cactus the arms. Let it go. Inhale. And then exhale, swan dive forward. Let those fingers graze the mat. Come right back up. Let those pinkies touch. Cactus the arms. Back bend. One more time. Inhale up. And then exhale. Swan dive forward. Let your fingers graze across the mat. And inhale. Come all the way back up. Let the pinkies touch. Back bend. Let it go. Inhale up, and then exhale, swan dive forward. We're going to do a half lift, and when we half lift, we bring our hands to our shins, and we Let our back stay nice and flat. Keep your belly pulled in towards your spine. Your crown of your head is out towards the front. Your eye gaze is about 6 inches in front of your big toes. So everybody inhale, half lift. And then exhale, go. One more time, half lift. And then exhale, let it go. And then step back with that right foot. And then the left to follow. Coming into our first plank for our practice. For our first plank, everybody, let's drop down to those knees. Let those feet go flat. We're going to shift our body weight slightly over our wrists. We're going to go into a modified chaturanga flow. When we go halfway down, you don't want your chest to pass your forearms, you don't want your chest to pass your elbows. So we're going to exhale. Keep your elbows into your rib cage. Come halfway down. So you're making a little shelf. Inhale, we come up. And then exhale, we're going to come down and pull our chest up and through, keeping our thighs on the mat. We're coming into cobra pose here. Cobra, you don't want your shoulders in your ears at all. You want to keep them nice and out. Keep a micro bend in those elbows. Don't hyperextend. Push through the tops of your feet. Relax your glutes. And then we're going to bring our chin to our chest. Push back into our tabletop. Tuck your toes behind you and then lift your hips, push it back. Coming back into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhale that right foot up. Just bring it up hip height. We don't want to go too crazy yet. Just keep it there. Keep the toes flexed towards your face. Bring your knee into your chest. Roll it forward. Place that foot in between your hands. Coming into a runner's lunge on the right side. You want to stay high onto the ball of that left foot. Keep this right knee over that right ankle. Pull your right hip back, your left hip forward. Breathe. Let your fingers come off the mat. Let them hover over the mat. And then inhale, coming all the way up. Coming into our crescent lunge. Keep those shoulders down and out of your ears. Don't come down in here. Try to push up through that hamstring. Stay high on that ball of that left foot. That heel should be pointing straight up to the ceiling. Make sure your right knee is over that right ankle. Keep this right hip back, left hip forward. Shoulders should be stacked on top of hips. Just keep it here. Let's do a little balance challenge. I'm all about balancing and challenging tonight. So inhale, and then exhale. Let that head drop back. Take the eye gaze in between your hands. Act like you're holding the moon there. We're slowly gonna windmill our hands down. Let the right hand come all the way around. Let this left hand come to the inside of your right foot. Lifting that right hand all the way to the ceiling. Coming into a side twisted lunge. Spread those fingers wide. Try to pull this left rib cage underneath your body. Lift up to the right. Get deeper in that stretch. Make sure your right knee is not going to the left or to the right. Keep it centered. Now we're going to play with this just a little. If you need to, drop down to your left knee. That's totally fine. We're going into a side plank. So if you don't think you could take this right foot and take it back, then drop down to the right, to that left knee. Let's do it all together. We're going to lift this right foot, bring it all the way back to meet the left, coming into that side plank. And if you can't do that, drop down to this left knee, kickstand it out, and take that right foot back and lift up. You're still getting the same benefits. Try to lift up through those right hips. Nice. Wherever you're at, if you're up in this side plank, guys, try a little challenge. Try to take that right foot, try not to let it touch the ground, and bring it all the way back up, and then drop that hand. Framing that right foot. Shifting that body weight forward, coming high onto, lifting that left foot high into the sky. Keep it here, standing L. And then slowly drop that left foot to meet the right. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up, flat back, all the way up. Let those pinkies touch, and then cactus the arms back bend, let it go. Inhale, up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Step back with that left foot, then the right to meet. Going into that modified chaturanga, shift that body weight over the shoulders. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, up. Exhale, pull down and come all the way up and through to high cobra. Relax your glutes. Really try to push your pelvic towards the floor. Roll those shoulders down and out of your ears. Tuck your chin, lift up to your knees, coming into that tabletop. Lift those hips up and back. You're gonna inhale, come high onto those tiptoes. Don't lose your form, stay in that V. And then exhale, let those heels drop. Inhale, come high onto those tiptoes. And then exhale, let those heels drop. One more time, come high onto those tiptoes. And then let your heels drop. You're going to inhale, bring that right foot up, hip height. Flex your toes towards your face. Don't let it go past hip height. If you let it go past, you're going to look like this. You'll even feel it. Let those hips, and you can see your toes underneath your face. And then you're going to exhale, bringing that knee into your chest. Roll it forward. Place that foot in between your hands. Same thing goes here, guys. Lift up through that hamstring. Stay high into the ball of that right foot. Get a good stance before we come up. Make sure that left knee is over that left ankle. Pulling that left hip back, right hip forward. We're going to come off the thigh. Don't rest on that thigh. Let your fingertips hover over the mat. And we're going to inhale. We're going to come all the way up into that crescent lunge. Make sure you're high on that right ball foot. You want to point that heel up towards the roof. Try to act like there's a string that's pulling from your heel and your hamstring. Keeping that foot nice and long. Making sure your left knee is over your left ankle. Keep those shoulders down and out of your ears. And then slowly take that eye gaze in between your hands. Only if you can, guys, and only if you want to. It's your practice. Then slowly start windmilling your hands down, dropping that right hand inside of that left foot, and you're going to keep on bringing this left hand all the way up and around. Side twisted lunge. Remember, guys, stay high into that ball, that right foot. Keep pulling that left hip back, right hip forward. Pull this rib cage underneath, lifting that left up. Really getting into that twist. And if you guys want that little cool challenge, if you could do it like this, or drop down to your knee, modify. Take that left foot. See, I even lost my balance. Stack it on top of the right. Reach those hips all the way up to the sky. Spread your fingers wide. Just breathing. If you want to try, let's slowly bring that left foot all the way back to the front. Frame that foot. Shift that body weight forward. Lift that right foot to the sky, coming into standing L. Slowly drop that right foot down to meet the left. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Pinkies touch, back bend, let it go. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale down. Bring your hands down flat towards the mat. From here, you can either step, walk, or jump to the back of your mat. I always demonstrate if you're going to hop back, bend your knees as much as you can. Bring your booty down. Make sure you can get your hands flat onto the mat. Anytime you jump back, we really try to make you jump into a low plank. So that's already one down, then you come up, and then another down, up, and through. If you're stepping back, you still exhale halfway down. So place those hands on the mat. Pull your chest out and through. Keep a shelf in between in this elbow here. Keep your elbows bent. And when you hop back, make sure you hop down into a low plank, keeping your elbows bent. Inhale up. Exhale down and pull that chest up and through. Coming into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Still the same thing here. Roll those shoulders down and out of your ears. This time you're pressing through the tops of your feet. Your thighs and your knees are off the mat. Bring your chin into your chest. Roll those toes over, coming into a plank. And then push your hips up and back. Facing dog. Just breathe here. And then slowly lift that right foot up all the way to the sky. Bring that right foot all the way to the outside of that right hand. Try to wiggle it to the top of your mat. And then slowly drop that back knee. Let the shin go flat. We're going to go into a lizard pose here, stretching out our hips a little. So right here you could stay. This is, you could probably already feel it. It's really a good stretch for our IT band and our inner hips. It really, a really good stretch for the entire hip. So you could stay here, or if you like, you could come onto the edge of that right foot to that knife edge. Let that knee fall out. Take that right hand and give yourself a little push. You could even, if you like, if you're right here, and you want to bend that left knee and reach around and grab for the inside of that right ankle. That's going to change the stretch. Now you're stretching our quad on the left side. Really try to relax your hips here. Slowly let go of that left foot. Don't let it slingshot back. If you're fine right here and you're okay, stay here or come down to your forearms. Breathing in and out through your nose. Remember, focus on your breath. And if you're really advanced and you got a level 3 in you, you could tuck your toes on the left side and then lift that left knee up and off the mat. Keep breathing. Remember, focus on your breath. Don't let any other thoughts but yoga come into your mind. If you're high onto that back leg, you want to drop your knee down. Meet us back here. Then we're slowly going to bring that right arm underneath the right shoulder, then the left to follow. And we could try to play and do a little something here. You want to make sure that your foot is still on the outside. Bring your foot, if it was on the knife edge, bring your foot back to center. Bring it flat onto the mat. Cool. Now what you want to do, I keep on talking about those little shelves with our arms. I'm going to show you something. Anytime we want to make sure, like this is the floor. You want to bend our arms, making a little shelf. So when we're on the floor, it looks something like that. If you want to try, and if you want to play along, try to shelf that arm underneath that right thigh. Tuck those toes on the left side. Make sure you make a shelf on the left arm as well. And then slowly shift your body weight forward, slowly, letting that right foot come off the mat. And then just kick it out. And if you want to, you could try to let that left foot hover. Only if you want to. Bring that right foot back down. Sweep it back to meet the left. Coming into that plank pose. Shift the body weight forward. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale up. Come all the way down in through Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Tuck the toes, lift the hips to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Just breathing. In yoga, down dog is our resting position. If it's too much for you, you could always drop it down. I can't talk. You could always drop it down into a child's pose as well. Inhale, lift that left foot up. And then exhale, bring that left foot all the way outside of that left hand. Try to get it to the top of that mat as much as you can. Drop that right knee. Let the shin go flat. Take a couple breaths here. Inhale. Remember, guys, we carry a lot of stress and emotions in our hips. So it's always nice to stretch them out. If you've been following me and tuning into my live streams, I always like to do a little bit of hip stretches. I feel it's necessary so we don't have to hold on to any stress or anything that's making us worry. Loosen it up and know that it's going to be okay. Now on this side, if you want to come onto that knife edge of the left foot, please do so. Right here, if you want to stay right here and you're fine here, stay here, you're okay. Now bring that left hand inside of that left thigh. Give yourself a little push on that left thigh. Really opening up the hips. I don't know about you, but my hip just popped. Maybe because I'm getting older. Bring that foot flat to the mat. Bring that left hand down to the mat. No, I lie. Don't bring that left hand down to the mat. Reach it around. Bend that right knee and reach for that ankle. Stretching that quad. Affirming to yourself that you're flexible in life in all ways, in all directions. Slowly let go of that foot. Don't slingshot it. Bring that right hand back and around. And if you're fine here, stay here. If you want a little bit more, drop it down to those elbows. When you're here, try not to round and curl. Try to keep a nice flat back. I know it may be hard because we're down here, but if you see me, I look like this, and once I push through my shoulders, roll my shoulders down and back, my back gets a little more flat. That's why it's cool if you have a pillow, if you have your pillow or your block, come onto the block. That's why we always instruct class with the block. It's not because you can't do the pose, but it's to help you get better in the pose. I'm just breathing in and out here. A lot of times people think, oh, I don't need the block. Like, a block is only to help you if you can't do it. No, a block is really helpful because it really helps you get into that pose. Sometimes we want like that. I want a nice straight back. I don't want to be round and curled over. If you tuck those toes behind you on the other side and lift up that back leg, go ahead and do so now. drop, if you have that knee high, drop down, let the shin go flat. We're going to play on this side if you like. If not, that's okay. You could just stay here stretching out your hip. Make sure to bring that knee center and flat. Make that those shelves with your arms, with those elbows. That's why we practice chaturangas, to help us get strong, to do these kind of poses. When you come here, make sure you get that left arm underneath that left leg. Tuck those toes behind you, and then slowly start shifting that body weight forward. Shift, shift, shift. And then your left foot should come high off the mat. You could stay here, and if you want to try to lift that back foot, you could do so. Just play with it, guys. Have fun. Bring that left foot back down to the mat. Sweep it around to meet the right. Shift the body weight forward. Drop it down halfway. Inhale up. Exhale down and through. Pull it up. Tuck your chin. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips. Push the mat away. I'm just going to do a few little plank rolls. So inhale into the high. Sorry, guys. The tips of your toes. Then exhale, pull it forward. Exhale, push those hips back. So guys, this is an easy way to tell if you're in a good down dog. Anytime you come to from plank to down dog, you shouldn't have to adjust your feet. So inhale, come high onto your toes, and then we're going to roll it forward, coming into our plank pose. See, I should be in a perfect plank right here. I shouldn't be down here, over here, like this. Booty's not in the air. We want a nice flat back. Then we're going to exhale, push those hips up and back. Inhale, roll it forward. One more time. Exhale, push it back. Come high into those tiptoes. Pull it forward. And then push it back. Bring your feet to touch. Come down, but instead of coming down with our knees to the center, open them up. Mat's distance. Let your feet go flat. Slowly start pushing your hips down to your heels, letting your belly hang heavy in between your thighs, letting your forehead come down to the mat. Coming into our peaceful warrior. Really relax here. Let that belly really hang in between your thighs. Don't hold no tension there. Just focus on the breath, in and out through your nose. Come back to the intention we set in the beginning of class. That color, the word, your mantra, that picture. Did you add something else to it while we were in practice? Maybe breathing in to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale to the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to focus on your breath. Take your eye gaze in between your hands and slowly walk them hand over hand to the right. Keeping your heels pushed down to the back, keeping your hips pushed down to your heels, and then slowly rest that forehead in between those biceps. Making sure that left hip is not up here, you still want it pushed down even. Focus on your breath in and out through your nose. And then slowly walk your hands hand over hand all the way to the left, keeping your heels down to your booty. I keep on doing it, you guys. Keeping your booty down to your heels. Ay Dios, it's okay. Hopefully you know what I mean. And if not, just take a peek at me. I should be a good example. Making sure your hips are both down to your heels. Keeping that right hip down. You don't want it up here. You want it down. Take your eyes in between your hands. Walk hand over hand. Back to center. Bring your forehead back down to the mat. Take a couple more breaths here. Just really letting go of everything here. Leaving all your worries here on the mat. Massage that forehead, your third eye, into the mat. Just really focusing on yourself. Being a better person for you. Slowly walk those hands back towards your face. Bring your knees to touch. And then we're going to come into our fetal position. So everybody reach that right hand out in front of you. And we're going to slowly come onto our right side. I'm on my left so you guys could see what I'm talking about. Reach it out. Let that arm, your head rest on your arm. Bring your knees into your chest as tight as you can, and then drop your forehead and your chin down. Everybody on the right side. I'm on my left demonstrating for you. Just breathing in and out through your nose. This is our first yoga pose that we've ever taken in our life. Bet you didn't know that. We were in the womb doing yoga. How about that? We'll just breathe here. Tell yourself something nice. There's so much negativity going on right now, every day of our lives. There's so much bad things, and sometimes we even talk bad to ourselves. So right now, tell yourself something good. Tell yourself you're amazing, you're fun, you're outgoing, you're spirited, you're beautiful, you're handsome. Tell yourself something good. Maybe tell yourself, I love yourself. We're slowly going to make our ways onto our back. Let those feet go out. And then roll onto your back. We're all going to bring our knees into our chest. Don't grab too tight around your knees. Let your hands rest on your these things, your shins. Let your hands rest on your shins. And then slowly rock side to side. Right here, you're getting a nice little spinal massage. Lower spine massage. It should feel really good. I know it does for me right now. Stop it in the center and place your hands gently on your knees. And then use them like a steering stick. And we're going to steer our knees out to the right once. And then come back in. And then twice. Come back. And then one more time, a third time. And on that third time when you're coming back in, bring it in and then rotate to the left. You already know once we do one thing one way, you have to do it the other. Even bodies. Stopping in the center. Reach around, grab your knees one more time, around your shins, but this time reach for opposite elbows or opposite wrists. Bring those chins into your knees into your chest. Bring your, I got so tongue-tied. Bring your knees into your chest. Tuck your chin to your chest and keep your forehead in, coming into a little yogi ball from the floor. Slowly release your back down towards the mat. And then let your shoulders fall down, let your head. Interlace those fingers. You're going to let that left foot go up to the sky. Bring those fingers around that right shin. And then flex through both of your feet. Make sure you have both of your feet flexed. And then slowly drop that left foot all the way down to the ground. Keep the foot flexed, both feet. And then you're going to pull that right knee towards your chest. This is Panavuttasana, wind liberation pose. Helps with our digestive system. We're going to inhale, go up just a little bit. And then exhale, pull it in. Keep those toes flexed. Remember, try to get this thigh to push on that tummy. You don't want it off to the side. You want that thigh to be giving you pressure on your tummy. And you want to make sure your hands are underneath your knee. You don't want them on top. Every inhale, you can get a little more room, and every exhale, you can get closer to yourself. Inhale, release the grip just a little. And then exhale, pull that knee closer to your chest. Bring that left hand to that right thigh, and let this right knee fall all the way over to the left side. Let that knee first, your shoulder, everything looks like you're going to roll. Let it all tap, and then come all the way back, letting that left shoulder, right shoulder down to the mat. Reach that right hand out to the side. You could have your hand here on top of your thigh, letting it rest. Just coming into a side belly twist. Here, let your belly hang heavy. All through class, we're pulling it up and through and holding it tight towards our spine. I always say, in these side belly twists, let it hang heavy. This is the time for your belly to get a little bit of relaxment. If you took that eye gaze over that right shoulder, bring your eye gaze back to center. Bring this right knee into your chest. Roll it onto your back. Give yourself a little one more time. Pull. Release. Bring this left foot up to meet the right. Reach around, grab for opposite elbows, opposite wrists. Pull those knees to your chest. Keep your chin tucked and let your head, shoulder, everything come flat onto the mat. Coming to the center. Anytime we do Panavuttasana, we start on the right, we go to the center, and then we go to the left. Keep those toes flexed towards your face. Knees into your chest. Breathing in and out through your nose. Interlace your fingers, bring it over that left shin. Let the right foot go all the way high into the sky. And then slowly, remember, keep your feet flexed towards your face. Bring it all the way down towards the mat. Keep that left knee into your chest, flex your toes. And inhale, release the grip. And then exhale, pull it closer. Inhale, release your grip. Exhale, get that knee a little bit closer. Bring this right hand onto that left thigh. Guide that right knee over to the right. Let those shoulders, everything come off the mat. Let that knee touch, and then slowly start rolling onto your back. Let your shoulder, you want both of your shoulders flat onto the mat. Let that belly hang heavy. Remember breathing in and out through your nose, relaxing, belly hanging heavy. If you're looking over that left shoulder, bring your eye gaze back to center. Then bring that left knee into your chest. Roll onto your back. Give yourself one more little squeeze. Release. Grab that right knee. Bring it up to meet the left. Pull it into your chest one more time. Tuck that chin. Lift your forehead. Hug yourself one more time. Tell yourself you're beautiful, you're handsome, you're amazing. Then release. Lift those feet up to the sky. Bring those hands down towards the mat and slowly let these feet drop. Little by little, no rush. No rush. Let those feet go flat. Relax your body. Before we come into a complete relaxation, everybody take a deep breath in. Squeeze everything, make a fist, flex your toes, and then release, let it go, go. One more time, everybody inhale. Tense up, squeeze, make your fist, flex your toes, release, go. Close your eyes. Tuck those shoulder blades underneath your chest. Let that right foot fall up to the right, the left to the left. Open your legs about mat's distance. Bring your hands out to the sides of the room. Palms face up to receive energy, palms face down to release. Close your eyes. Breathing in and out through your nose. Coming to our last and final pose, Shavasana. It's corpse pose. That's what they call it in yoga. It's letting go of anything that no longer serves you here. Relax your eyes. Let them get really heavy. Let your jaw get really, really heavy. And let that tongue fall to the bottom of your mouth. Still breathing in and out through your nose. Bring your hands to center, to your forehead. Repeat after me out loud. I intuit the truth. Bring your hands to your lips. I speak the truth. And bring your hands to heart center. I am the truth. The love and light inside of me honors and respects every single one of you. Namaste. Relax here as much as you need to. Breathing in and out through your nose. Stay here for as long as you want, guys. I always say 15 to 20 breaths. But since you're at home, if you want to just stay here and this is where you fall asleep for the rest of the night, then do so. Thank you guys for live streaming with me this evening. I can't wait until see every single one of you back in the studio. We really miss you guys. Thank you for your support. Have a good evening. I will be back Saturday at noon if you guys want to come flow again. Bye.